Oh, hello there. I'm Bilchan.
I'm Imikung.
I'm Van Chan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chapter 5, Section 3 of the picture of Dorian Gray.
S.
Ah.
The picture of Dorian Gray. Oscar Wilde. Chapter 5, Section 3. They went out into the flickering, wind-blown sunlight and strolled down the dreary Easton Road. The passers-by glanced in wonder at the sullen heavy youth in coarse, the fitting clothes, was in the company of such a graceful, refined-looking girl. He was like a common gardener walking with a rose. Jim frowned from time to time when he caught the inquisitive glance of some stranger. He had that dislike of being stared at, which comes on geniuses late in life and never leaves the commonplace. They will, however, was quite unconscious of the effect she was producing. Her love was trembling in laughter on her lips. She was thinking of Prince Charming, and that she might think of him all the more. She did not talk of him, but prattled on about the ship in which Jim was going to sail, about the gold he was certain to find, about the wonderful heiress whose life he was to save from the wicked, red-shirted bushrangers, for he was not to remain a sailor, or a supercargo, or whatever he was going to be. Oh, though a sailor's existence was dreadful. Fancy being coped up in a horrid ship, with the horse, humpback waves trying to get in, and a black wind blowing the mast down and tearing the sails into long screaming. Rubens, he was to leave the vessel at Melbourne, bid a polite goodbye to the captain, and go off at once to the goldfields. Before a week was over, he was to come across a large nugget of pure gold, the largest nugget that had ever been discovered, and bring it down to the coast in a wagon guarded by 6 mounted policemen. The bushrangers were to attack them 3 times, and be defeated with immense slaughter. Well, he was not to go to the goldfields at all. They were horrid places, where men got intoxicated, and shot each other in bar rooms, and used bad language. He was to be a nice sheep farmer, and one evening, as he was riding home, he was to see the beautiful heiress being carried off by a robber on a black horse, and give chase, and rescue her. Of course, she would fall in love with him, and he with her, and they would get married, and come home, and live in an immense house in London. Yes, there were delightful things in store for him, but he must be very good, and not lose his temper, or spend his money foolishly. She was only a year older than he was, but she knew so much more of life. He must be sure, also, to write to her by every mail, and to say his prayers each night before he went to sleep. God was very good, and would watch over him. She would pray for him, too, and in a few years he would come back quite rich and happy. The lady listened sulkily to her and made no answer. He was heartsick at leaving home, Yet it was not this alone that made him gloomy and morose. Inexperienced though he was, he had still a strong sense of the danger of Sybil's position. This young dandy who was making love to her could mean her no good. He was a gentleman, and he hated him for that. Hated him through some curious race instinct for which he could not account, and which for that reason was all the more dominant within him. He was conscious also of the shallowness and vanity of his mother's nature, and in that saw infinite peril for Sybil and Sybil's happiness. Children begin by loving their parents. As they grow older, they judge them. Sometimes they forgive them. His mother. He had something on his mind to ask of her. Something that he had brooded on for many months of silence. A chance phrase that he had heard at the theatre, or whispers near that had reached his ears one night as he waited at the stage door. I'd set loose a train of horrible thoughts. He remembered it as if it had been the lash of a hunting crop across his face. His brows knit together into a wedge-like furrow, and with a twitch of pain he beat his envelope. "You are not listening to what I am saying," Jim cried, Sybil, "and I am making the most delightful plans for your future. Or that you will be a good boy and not forget us," she answered, smiling at him. He shrugged his shoulders. "You are more likely to forget me than I am to forget you." She flushed. "What do you mean, Jim?" she asked. "You have a new friend, I hear. Who is he? Why have you not told me about him?" "Stop it, Jane," she exclaimed. "You must not say anything against him." "Why?" "You don't even know his name," said the lad. "Who is he?" "He is called Prince Charming." "Don't you like the name?" "Oh, you silly boy. You should never forget it. If you only saw him, you would think him the most wonderful person in the world. Someday you will meet him when you come back from Australia. You will like him so much. Everybody likes him. And I love him. I wish you could come to the theatre tonight. He is going to be there, and I am to play Gillette. Oh, how I shall play it. Fancy, Jane, to be in love and play Gillette, to have him sitting there, to play for his delight. I am afraid I may frighten the company, frighten or enthrall them. To be in love is to surpass oneself. Poor dreadful mister. Isaacs will be shouting genius to his loafers at the bar. He has preached me as a dogma. Tonight he will announce me as a revelation. I feel it. And it is all his. His only. Prince Charming. My wonderful lover. My God of graces. But I am poor beside him. For what does that matter? When poverty creeps in at the door, the flies in through the window. Our proverbs weren't writing. They were made in winter. And it is summer now. Spring time for me. I think he is a gentleman, said the lad sullenly. To be continued.